Welcome back to What Arty Noobs for General Disturbance. This is a Ferdinand. It's a Tier 8 German tank destroyer. It's located on the north spawn of Lakeville and it's under the command of Silberzwiebel. Now, we've seen him before in battle, but I don't think we've seen him in the Ferdinand before, otherwise known as the Elephant. They made 90 of these, and they made them early enough that they were actually seen in the Battle of Kursk, Operation Citadel. Now, if he's got the top gun, he's got the 128mm gun. Let's have a look. Yes, he has got the 128. 490 Alpha. It does penetrate 246mm of armor, and you can go up to 311 with APCR. And he's just spotted somebody trying to come down the lake road. He's going to go after that one. Puts a round into the UDES, who doesn't move, funnily enough. See him do that again. Oh, no, that shell flew over the top. Now, the alternative guns for this tank destroyer are the 88mm or the 105. Again, he doesn't get a hit there. He's pulled back a little. That might work. Oh, the UDES pulls back a bit more. It's a long-range shot, so he's getting quite a lot of dispersion there. And he might want to get a shot on that EBR because he's almost fallen over the edge. Goes for the ELC. I think the EBR has overextended himself and he's actually gone over the edge and he's sitting on a ledge now. We're trying to get the EBR. Hopefully the EBR will try and come to the rescue of his teammate, and if he does, we can take him out. But there he goes, he's on the run, and one shell right up his jacksie, and he's back in the garage. If you don't know what a jacksie is, you're not British. I'm sorry, but you know what it is, yes. Okay, well, he's had a bit of fun. He's got one kill. He's clocked up just under 1,000 hit points of damage, and he's now moving. He's going to go to the valley, I think. Well, they made these vehicles off the hulls of the Tiger Porsche that didn't actually get the Tiger contract. Yes, the hulls that Porsche had actually already manufactured in anticipation of winning the contract, and unfortunately he didn't win the contract. Henschel got it instead. So he had all these hulls, and he needed to think, what am I going to do? I need to sell these to the Reich somehow. And the smart idea was actually to turn them into a tank destroyer. And the Elephant actually uses raw armor to defeat the enemy. It's very difficult to take these things down. And if you've been playing the Road to Berlin special that's going on just recently, you'll notice that there is a Ferdinand in that game. And none of the shells will actually go through if you try to hit him frontally. If you try to hit him from the side or the rear, the shells might penetrate. But if you're trying to hit him from the front, forget it. Those shells ain't going through because it's very, very, very thick armor. Okay, he's nicely situated himself here so he can use the bush mechanic, push forward just to see if he can spot the enemy and then pull back when he needs to shoot. He's got a spotter, his platoon mate in the LHMTV, who's up a little further, and first target's an AMX M449L, the Liberté, but he's actually aiming for the Tiger 2. Puts a round into him, pulls back, and oh, our FP207 didn't fare very well. Took a round from their Centurion. But there's a whole bunch of enemy tanks there. Puts a round on the Liberté, but it doesn't go through. He must have hit the frontal armor. Going for the T26E4, super Pershing. Punches a hole through that one. 496. Remember, it's 490 Alpha. Going to try and do the same again? Yep. 542, high roll. There's a whole bunch of tanks there. They don't want to go around the corner because they know if they do, they're going to get hit. The Liberté turns his side onto us as he moves there, and yes, he did get hit. And he's still there, and our LHMTV still there as well. And he gets the kill on the Liberté. We go for the Centurion, didn't get a hit. Our LHMTV's doing a good job there. He's just behind the house. That's raw power there. 224 takes out the Centurion. There's two guys on the lake road. He's going for the Centurion first. The Scorpion first. Takes him out with one shot. Now, he backs up a bit because there's a Nudes trying to get at our LHMTV, I think. who's been stunned, so the enemy Arty is firing in his direction. Now having a look at the Ferdinand coming down the lake road, and of course he's going to be hitting him from the side. So, oh, the Ferdinand just took a hit from one of our teammates and stopped behind a rock. Now we're outnumbered. They're 3 up on us at the moment, and Silberzwiebel's decided to pull back right against the edge of the map in the corner. I think he's also very concerned about the enemy coming around from his left flank. So he's changing position. Yeah, and he had good reason to think that, because there's an Emil coming up the road from the town. Goes for the lower plate, puts a round for 504 into him. And the VK is now punching holes in that Emil too, so if we can get rid of him. And there's an E75 coming up behind. Oh, lucky shot there. The links went right through the field of fire, and he put the round into the E75 just. And there goes the Emil. So the 2 heavy tanks came up from the town. They've both been wiped out, and now numbers are much better. They're in our favour. He just tracked the IS-22 there. Or is it the T-26E4? No, it's the E4 he hit. Going for the IS-22 now. 1 through the side of the turret. 452. Low roll. He's actually now approaching because he wants to get more accurate shots to get the kill. There's only 3 enemies left. There's the Ferdinand, and he's got the side of him. Yep, 1 through the side. And the Ferdinand's town taking fire from the LHMTV. You can get 1 more shot into him to kill him. Yep, got the kill. He's at the right angle, but he's now taking shots from the IS-22, who can't penetrate at this range. And now he's going to try and use his gun depression on the IS-22 and approach him gradually, get really close, get hits. There's only 2 left on their team. The IS-22 and their Arty, who's a GW Tiger P. There he is, the IS-22. Note that one didn't go through, but we bounced around. You can see all the shells that have bounced off the frontal armour of this vehicle. It's incredibly tough. I've actually seen the real one, or the one that was actually at Bovington, and it was an amazing sight. It really was. Thick armour on the front. Couldn't believe anything would punch through that, but, well, some shells did. Like that one. And that actually went through the front, as you can see. Mr. IS-2 is backing off because he knows he's a one-shot. And LHMTV's come up, money for nothing, and his kicks for free. Yes, I have to play that old joke. He's not looking our way, and he's about to die. Yep, there you go. And that's the end of the game, and he gets a Top Gun to boot. Well done, Silberzwiebel. Let's have a look at the end of battle stats. It's an ace tanker for Silberzwiebel in the Ferdinand. He managed to get a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. He got 7 in that one, and 5 effect for doing more damage to the hit points of his own vehicle. He got high caliber for dealing the most damage in that game, and he also got a Top Gun for getting at least 6 kills. He got 6 exactly. Let's have a look at the team score. There you go, top damage, 5,782 hit points of damage. Nobody else was really near him because the next high scorer was the IS-22 on the enemy team with 2,743, and then their GW Tiger got 2,336. When it came to kills, again he's got the highest number, 6. The next high scorer was the Ferdinand on the enemy team with 3 kills, but he made the cardinal mistake of actually coming up the lake road, exposing his side as he did, and that got him penetrated. When it came to base XP, it was the Ferdinand again, so Silberzwiebel's got the top in all 3 columns. He got 1,404 base experience points from that one. 916 went to the LHMTV, his platoon mate, who's down here as QPDB from Storm. He got 916, and then we've got the T26E4 Super Pershing, who managed to get 858. He fired 23 rounds, got 17 direct hits and 15 penetrations, 5,782 hit points of damage, of which 4,363 were at more than 300 meters. So the vast majority of damage was done at long range, thanks to the spotting of LHMTV. 5 hits received from the enemy, 2 penetrations, 3 non-penetrations, and 900 hit points of damage blocked by armor. And you can see it is very strongly armoured from the front, but that IS-22 did manage to punch one through on a weak spot. 11 enemy vehicles damaged, 6 killed, and 479 hit points of damage assistance. On a premium count, he earned 43,724 credits, but he did fire a fair amount of APCR premium ammo, and yes, he did need to actually, because he was firing against tanks who were camping at very long range, and well, he needed to make sure that those shells did penetrate in order to get the hits and stop them from overrunning the cap. So after his ammunition resupply, he actually made a small loss of 6,193. But he did earn 1,404 XP, got 316 for playing in a platoon, took away 2,422 altogether. I have to say, really, the thing is that I'm glad he actually realised that there was somebody coming from the town, because if he stayed where he was, firing directly back at the cap, he would have got hit in the side as badly as the other Ferdinand did, and taken out the game by the Emil 1 and that E75TS. So good thinking for presence of mind to actually think about the town and think about the enemy tanks that were coming from that direction to ensure that that threat was dealt with before he then carried on with removing the enemy from his own cap. And again, it shows exactly how strong the Ferdinand, the Elephant, really is. It's incredibly strong from the front, not from the side or the rear. That's the spot you hit them, and then if you do hit them there, or if you track them, they really are goners, because once they're tracked and they can't move, they are vulnerable to any fire, and if the crew can't get out to repair it, which of course they couldn't in Operation Citadel in the battle on Kursk, simply because there was just too much enemy fire. If they did get out, they were going to get killed, and a lot of these tanks were abandoned and destroyed by their own crews because they couldn't repair them in the field. If you enjoyed this replay, please give this video a like and do subscribe to our channel, and thank you for watching.